Welcome to the Book of Enoch, where we're going through the Book of Enoch, verse by verse, because the Book of Enoch is by far the best example of what it'll be like in the days of Noah. Enoch was there. Jesus himself said the end times will be like the days of Noah. So I want to know what it'll be like. I'm not saying that it belongs in the Bible. I'm not saying it doesn't. What I am saying is I'm very interested in reading it and understanding it, and that's why we're doing this. And to be quite honest, even as I've gone through it, I've found nothing in here so far that is contrary to the Word of God, that contradicts the Word of God. Many things literally support the Word of God in many different ways. And now what we're doing is we're seeing this moment in time where Enoch is taken up by 7 angels. And he's shown God's creation and his place of creation. And he's shown these 7 mountains, which represent 7 evil principalities of wickedness that reign on this earth, including Satan being the biggest of the mountains, and that center mountain. These are principalities, these are kings, just like when Daniel all of a sudden saw that angel. He said, I was trying to get to you, but the prince of Persia was too strong for me. He was battling one of those principalities, one of those 7 mountains. And it was until Michael finally came and he was able to then overpower him and get to Daniel. And then he sees the end of heaven and earth in this place of a prison of what it'll, where those principalities go when they die. And now we're at this place where he's being introduced to the 7 angels of who they are. And we talked about one last time, and we're just going to kind of keep going. So we're going to pick it up in chapter 20, starting in verse 1. And these are the names of the holy angels who watch. Uriel, one of the holy angels who's over the world and over Tartarus. Raphael, one of the holy angels who's over the spirits of men. Raguel, one of the holy angels who takes vengeance on the world of the luminaries. Michael, one of the holy angels, to wit, he that is set over the best part of mankind and over chaos. Saraquel, one of the holy angels who is set over the spirits who sin in the spirit. Gabriel, one of the holy angels who is over paradise and the serpents and the cherubim. Ramiel, one of the holy angels whom God set over those who rise. Now, this is fascinating, just kind of seeing, well, which angels are in charge of what? Because just like the 7 mountains represented the 7 principalities of wickedness, there's 7 good mountains in Enoch 24, and that represents these 7. And last time we talked about Uriel, who's one of the holy angels who is over the world and over Tartarus. And so we're going to kind of pick up right there in chapter 20, Raphael, one of the holy angels who is over the spirits of men. All right, now ponder that for just a little bit. Because who I am as a human, I'm in this body and I am who I am, but I have a spirit. I have a spirit. And when I die, that spirit lives on. Well, Raphael is over that thing. Like, he's kind of the one who's over the spirits of men. Like, what does that even mean? Like, what does it mean to be over the spirits of men? Because the spirits of men are let's start first and foremost, we're free beings. And I believe that is why so many angels fell, is because the spirit of men, we're free to do whatever we want. If you think about it, the angels, the first ones to fall, they laid with women because they were filled with lust for them. But they weren't free to do that. They weren't free to do that. We're free to do that. Even though that's sinning, we're still free to do that thing. They're not free to do anything. They got to do every single thing that is told to them 100% of the time. A lot of people worship angels and they worship their guardian angel. And I'm not saying you don't have a guardian angel. I believe there's a couple over me, but they're only there because God told them to be there. The moment God takes that, the moment God says, all right, leave them alone, they're going to leave you alone. They're only there because God told them to be there. So they're very obedient to this thing. So to be over the spirits of men is really to be over freedom. Unlike anything that these angels have ever seen in their entire life, to be over freedom, to be over the spirits of men. Because my spirit is free to do whatever it wants. I don't have to be standing in this cave doing, preaching through Enoch. I could go go to a bar and get drunk, then go hit a strip club or something. I am free to do those things. And Raphael is over the spirits of men, the freedom. He's over freedom. Think about that for a little bit. And what do the spirits of men do? Most of them follow the things of this world. Most of them. But some of them follow the things of heaven. Some of them are interested in advancing the things of heaven. Some of them are interested in being about our Father's business. Some of the spirits of men are interested in doing the work of Jesus Christ. These are the spirits of men that do this. And even in Enoch, when the fallen angels laid with women and gave rise to the Nephilim, the biggest problem was that's not their dwelling place. That is not the dwelling place of angels here on earth. So now you're going to be a deadbeat dad is what's going to happen. You're not going to be there for your children because this is not your dwelling place. But it's our dwelling place, and it's the only dwelling place in the universe that is free. The spirits of men are free. All the time people ask about, well, how could God be such a good God when he allows such wickedness to happen? Freedom. Freedom is how. When the spirits of men are free to do whatever they want, I jokingly said go get drunk and go to a strip club, but the spirits of men oftentimes go down a path of murder, thievery, brutal torture. Like the spirits of men, the freedom that we have can go a terrible, terrible, terrible direction, and it often does. But we're free. How can God allow those terrible things to happen? Well, we're free. If we were slaves, that stuff wouldn't happen. Or if we were robots, that stuff wouldn't happen. Or if we were angels, they're allowed. They can't. They got to do everything they're told. They got to do exactly what they're told all the time. This is what it means to be over the spirit of men, is to be over freedom. And the chaos that comes from it, and the wickedness that comes from it, and the good that comes from it. The spirits of men. Think about everything in this world that has come from the spirits of men. Everything. And there's nowhere else in the universe that such freedom exists. This is it. And these are the names of the holy angels who watch. Uriel, one of the holy angels who is over the world and over Tartarus. Raphael, one of the holy angels who is over the spirits of men. This is just another example of how God orchestrates everything, how he is in control of everything, and the angels are doing the things for him. Any thoughts or insight on any of that, definitely put it below.